and it is my great pleasure to be here to chair this first session. The first talk will be delivered by Professor Renate Pillinger from the Institut für Klassische Archäologie der Universität Wien, and her talk is titled Early Christian Paintings in Romanian's Dobrogea. So, Professor Pillinger, the floor is yours. And I would like to inform you that please keep to your allotted time, so please 15 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Respected, not here also, everybody is respected ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues. Now, as you see, I want to speak about early Christian painting in the Dobrogea region of Romania. When we talk about the Dobrogea region, we are referring to the largely Romanian region between the Black Sea and the Danube. It's the dark yellow piece here on the map. One monument that is definitely Christian is the burial chamber in Axiopolis, Chernovoda. Next one, please. On the west wall, there is a red-painted Byzantine or Greek cross with white ends between two simply drawn trees. On the south side, there are 3 more trees of the same kind. You see on the second picture, the continuation. On the west wall, to the left and right of the entrance, there is a simply cross with a tree. The cross on the west wall has a tank on the underside, like a processional cross, hoops on the left and right side of the crossbar, and the apocalyptic letters Alpha and Omega. It is reminiscent of the late Crux schemata in the catacomb of Poncian in Rome, on the right side. Overall, the paintings of the tomb in Axiopolis could refer to the cross as a tree of life. Since the cross did not appear as a Victorian motif until the 4th century CE, it is virtually absent from earlier tomb paintings in the Roman catacombs. On contrast, painted crosses are very common in early Christian tombs from the 4th to 6th centuries in Bulgaria. A tomb in Calatis Magalia is also clearly Christian due to its painted inscriptions. Above the entrance, left side, is written Kyrie Voiti, Lord, have mercy on me. In the burial chamber, on the right side, we find a quotation of the Psalm 22, verse 23, line 4, UFO medesime kaka of the Süd and the Move. I hope you can read it. The verse is interrupted by a cross and the acclamation, with a cross, staurogram, and then Kyrie. However, this psalm is not merely a prayer of trust and confidence, but the psalm of the Good Shepherd, which was used in the baptismal liturgy and by extension the Easter liturgy. The fact that this particular psalm was found in a tomb once again speaks to the meaning of a Christian death in the context of Easter. The Apostle Paul already said in his epistle to the Romans 6.3 following that every Christian has already experienced it once, namely in baptism, which is symbol of death and resurrection. The letter is also the hope expressed by the psalm verse in the tomb of Calatis. The date can be suggested at the end of the 5th or the beginning of the 6th century. Paintings in crypts are also definitely Christian. For example, those in Alburis Muridiori. The martyrs buried here, who died on the 8th of July, according to the Acta Sanctorum, are Epictetus and Astium. The basilica above the tomb dates from the Constantinian period and was excavated between 1999 and 2001. It measures 35 to 22 meters and shows 3 phases of construction. The crypt features a painted Latin inscription with the names of the martyrs Epictetus and Astium, as well as a Christogram below. Hagiographic sources tell us that the 2 men were a priest and a monk. Analysis of the skeletal remains attest the martyrdom of a man aged between 30 and 40, and a man aged around 60. The material discovered in Nicolicel, near ancient Noviodunum, in 1971 contains the remains of 6 individuals. On the right wall of the crypt, underneath a staurogram, is the inscription Martyres Zotikos Apollos Kamasis Philippos. The martyrs Zotikos Apollos Kamasis Philippos. While on the left wall, Martyrs Christou can also be read under a similar symbol. Today, the relics of these martyrs are kept in the nearby monastery of Kokosh. Beneath this, 2 skeletons and a stone slab with the inscription Hodike Hode Martyrum. Here and here, with the blood of martyrs, were found in the chamber. The crypt, the third crypt we have is the Eminestro crypt in Domi Constanze, located in the courtyard of the Michael Eminestro Lyceum, where the remains of martyrs were apparently buried in 3 burial chambers, giving the lower church the function of a martyrium. It is decorated with imitation marble and plant motifs, as you see right. The orange grave, also in Constanze, cannot be proven to be Christian, as such plain figures are also possible at non-Christian sites, and no further clear findings are, it's much better, thank you, available. Equally questionable is the attribution of the rectangular painted tomb 3.84 to 2.18 to 1.80, discovered in 1988, which depicts a banquet scene. It is to date the most beautiful latent tomb found in Romania, and can easily stand comparison with contemporary paintings in Rome, that means in the capital of the Imperium. 5 people, as you see, are lying on a stipadium with a sigma table. One of them is seen from behind, while another person is standing on the left and another on the right. The person on the left is dressed in a long robe and depicted with pointed amphora and a mappa, while the person on the right is dressed in a short cloth, probably a servant, with a Kernibock system, hand-washing equipment. 6 point-shaped objects similar to those on Riga pattern in London Oaks, collection in Washington, are lying on the table, for which 2 of the banquet participants are reaching. 2 others are holding a cup in their right hands. It is difficult to say who the main character in this Normally, it is the person in the text or corner. Right corner, maybe here also. The trees in the background suggest that the scene is taking place outdoors. The hand position of the first person from the left is particularly interesting. She's resting her head in the left hand, and her left ear is depicted as oversized. One might think that she is singing with her hand, as for example, the clerics Tria Library or Muezzin as well. Above the entrance of the south wall, please, 4 birds drink from a bowl, an image reminiscent of mosaics of Ravenna. The ceiling of the burial chamber is also decorated with flowers. The side walls are decorated just as magnificently. On the west wall, we see 4 partridges above marble imitation panels, 2 of which are drinking from a bowl, while the other 2 are pecking among poppies. Next to them is a beautiful hare, as you see, right? Eating grapes. In the upper zone of these wall, peacocks are pecking at the fruit basket. The tomb is likely to date from the end of the 4th century. To summarize, as we have seen, well, the last one, no, it's not so important. As you have seen, early Persian painting in the Dobrogeia region consists mainly of inscriptions. Figurative representations are rather rare. Furthermore, it is often impossible to prove the Christian nature of a given monument. Therefore, I spoke Hvala Puno, therefore I remember that. Croatian.